Hey everybody, now we're moving on to the final parts of the big boxes. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first we're starting off with a real doozy, Mac and Me. This was an E.T. ripoff which, to my knowledge, was only made to be a product placement for McDonald's. In fact, Ronald McDonald cameos in the film. Printed July 13th, 2001. Yeah, this movie's awful. I actually saw it as a kid and I didn't even like it then. Okay, next up we have MGM Greatest Moments, which is a video sampler. It was made to essentially promote the titles that MGM UA Home Video were selling in North America at the time. You get a little booklet inside, which details titles available along with their prices. And the prices are MSRP, for those who are not aware. You get the MGM UA logo emblazoned inside the case. You get the label, and this was printed October 27th, 1987. So this is kind of a cool novelty to have. They don't really make these anymore. Okay, next we have Miracle on 34th Street. This is the John Hughes remake. I don't think he directed this one. I think he just produced it, but we've got the label here. And this was printed on the 37th week of 1995. Alright, next we have Mouse Hunt, which I think is a pretty underrated comedy. Good cast, pretty good premise. And this was printed April 6th, 1998. Alright, now we have Mystic Knights of Tiranoid, which was a Fox Kids series. It was actually one of the last shows that Haim Saban had produced that wasn't Power Rangers related. You get a little booklet with some ads inside. This show actually never made its way to DVD, and this is the only home video release of the series. To my knowledge, the show only lasted one season, so I'm guessing this didn't catch on back in the late 90s. And unlike many of the other shows that Haim Saban produced during the 90s, this was not based off of a pre-existing show. For example, Power Rangers was based on Super Sentai, Beetleborgs was based off of Metal Heroes, Masked Rider was based off of Kamen Rider. This show was a completely original idea. Speaking of Power Rangers, you have an ad for Lost Galaxy on the back. And you get the tape inside. And this was printed the 16th week of 1999. Kind of cool finding this because this is kind of a rare show nowadays. Alright, next we have The Robe. So kind of getting into kind of an older film here. And this was printed July 31st, 2002. Alright, next we have Runaway Train, which is a Canon film. And this was distributed by MGM UA Home Video. It was back upon its original video release. So like the other MGM UA releases of the time, you have the credits inside. And as you see, I'll actually peel off what's left, the end label. whenever I was filming this, I thought I was going to be able to reveal part of the manufacture date, but um, it's kind of hard to read. Yeah, I couldn't catch it. Maybe one of you guys might, but I didn't see it on there. You also get a little MGM home video catalog of titles that were available for purchase at the time. This was about early to mid 1986. This was printed. You have a little piece you can cut off and mail away to get updated catalogs through the mail. So that's kind of it for this one. Okay, next we have The Secret of NIMH, which was the first post-Disney film that Don Bluth made. And this was quite a well-received film for the time. May 26, 1999. This is probably one of Don Bluth's best works, in my opinion. Okay, next we have Small Soldiers, which I would say is a film that hasn't really aged very well, you could say. But the film was pretty alright to me. October 16th, 1998. I don't have much else to say on this one. Okay, next we have Snoopy Comes Home. And I think this was the final video release of this movie. This is from the early 2000s. 33rd week of 2002. I gotta say, this tape has some really nice artwork on it. Alright, next we have Seamus. This is actually, I believe, the oldest pre-recorded tape I own. This is under the relatively short-lived Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment label. It was only about 2 or 3 years later that it was replaced by RCA Columbia. So this label didn't last very long. But yeah, Seamus, it's a Burt Reynolds movie from the early 70s, so not much else I have to say on this one, other than it being quite an ancient release. Okay, next we have Willow, which, speaking of which, it got a TV series on Disney Plus recently, which I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, it's a complete and utter disaster. The 21st week of 1996. Alright, next we have Superman. Of course, this is the Christopher Reeve movie. All-time classic. Pretty cool having it in a big box. Of course, there was the original 1979 WCI release, but this is from the mid-90s. October 29th, 1997. I was actually looking for this copy for a while. Okay, next we have Take Me Out to the Ball Game. This is from the Musicals Great Musicals line that NGMUA had during the late 80s. Printed November 4th, 1987. Okay, next we have There Was a Crooked Man. which was a pretty good film when I saw it. You've got the old Warner logo inside. It's not the shield. And that'll do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Next will be the small boxes, and then we'll start on tapes that are either in foreign languages or from different countries. So I look forward to see you guys again soon, and take care.